Death is one of humanity's greatest mysteries. What happens to our soul when we leave this earthly existence? Is it the end, or just the beginning of another journey? These questions have fascinated philosophers, spiritual seekers, and scientists alike for centuries. In this video, we will embark on a deep exploration of the soul's journey after death, uncovering what ancient wisdom, spiritual traditions, and near-death experiences reveal about the transition from the physical to the metaphysical. This is not just a theoretical discussion, it's a profound journey into the unknown, one that can change the way you view life itself. Understanding what happens after death doesn't just bring comfort, it transforms our approach to living with purpose, love, and spiritual awareness. We will explore the silver thread that connects body and soul, the transition between worlds, and why some souls remain tethered to the earthly plane. Why do some spirits move on effortlessly, while others become lost? What messages do they send to the living? And most importantly, how can we ensure that we complete our journey with peace and enlightenment? If you've ever lost someone, or even wondered about your own ultimate destiny, this video is for you. By the end of this exploration, you'll not only understand what happens when the body ceases to function, but you'll also gain insights on how to prepare your own soul for the afterlife. Stay with me until the end because this knowledge has the power to eliminate the fear of death, bring clarity to unresolved grief, and help you connect with departed loved ones in meaningful ways. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive into life's greatest mysteries. Now, let's begin this journey beyond the veil and uncover the truth about the afterlife. The moment of death is one of the most sacred and mysterious experiences in existence. As the body shuts down, the soul begins its departure, crossing from the physical realm into an unknown dimension. But what actually happens in this moment? Many spiritual traditions, as well as near-death experiences, describe a feeling of weightlessness, a sense of peace and detachment, as if the physical form was never truly the essence of who we are. Scientists who have studied near-death experiences report common patterns: a tunnel of light, a sense of floating, and sometimes even seeing one's own body from above. In those first moments, the silver thread that connects the soul to the body weakens. Some traditions refer to this as the cord of life, which keeps the spiritual and physical bound together. Once it is severed, the soul is fully freed from the limitations of the flesh. For those who pass peacefully, the transition is smooth, often accompanied by a feeling of deep love, warmth, and guidance from an unseen force. Many report encountering departed loved ones, spiritual beings, or even angelic presences guiding them toward the next stage. However, for those who have unresolved emotions, fear, guilt, or strong earthly attachments, the transition may not be as effortless. Some struggle to let go, experiencing confusion or even resistance. This is why many spiritual traditions emphasize the importance of dying in peace, surrounded by love and with a sense of closure. It is believed that the way we transition from life affects the next steps of our journey. As the soul moves beyond the body, it begins to sense a new reality forming around it. This phase is often described as entering a higher vibrational state, where the density of the physical world fades away. Everything becomes lighter, clearer, and more profound. Some describe this as a moment of ultimate clarity, where they suddenly understand the meaning of their life, their choices, and the journey that led them to this point. One of the most fascinating aspects of this transition is the expansion of awareness. People who have had near-death experiences frequently describe feeling connected to everything, as if their consciousness had expanded beyond personal identity. This aligns with what many spiritual teachings have said for centuries, that in death, we remember our true nature. Some experience a life review, a panoramic playback of their entire existence, seeing not only their actions, but how those actions affected others. If this phase sounds familiar, it's because many ancient cultures describe it in their sacred texts. The Tibetan Book of the Dead teaches that the first moments after death determine whether a soul moves to higher realms or remains lost. The Egyptians had extensive knowledge of this transition, believing that the heart would be weighed against a feather to determine the purity of one's soul. Even modern researchers studying consciousness have found astonishing consistencies between ancient wisdom and today's near-death experiences. The first step of the soul's journey is crucial, setting the stage for what comes next. Will the soul move effortlessly into the next realm, or will it linger, searching for closure? As we move forward in this exploration, we will uncover what determines the soul's path, what happens to those who struggle to let go, and the role of divine guidance in the process. Throughout life, an invisible yet powerful force connects the soul to the body. Some call it the silver cord, others refer to it as the life thread, but all spiritual traditions recognize its existence. This thread is the energetic bridge that links our consciousness to our physical form, and it is said to be the last connection severed at the moment of death. The experience of dying is not immediate, but a gradual release of the soul as this cord begins to weaken. Many who have been near death describe the sensation of floating above their bodies, feeling weightless yet still aware of their surroundings. This is often the first indication that the silver thread is beginning to loosen. However, while the physical body may have ceased functioning, the soul may still feel a pull back toward the earthly plane, especially if there are unresolved emotions or attachments. This is why some souls seem to linger after death, unable to fully detach. Spiritual teachers throughout history have spoken about the importance of a peaceful passing, emphasizing that the state of mind at death affects the ease of transition. If a person dies in turmoil, fear, or confusion, the silver thread may struggle to release completely, keeping the soul bound to the lower vibrational realms. On the other hand, those who pass with acceptance and love find the separation gentle, almost like drifting into a dream state. There are countless testimonies from hospice workers who have witnessed patients transitioning, describing moments where the room feels different, where an inexplicable lightness fills the air, and where the departing person's face softens into peace just before their final breath. Some even report seeing a mist-like presence leaving the body, reinforcing the idea that death is not an end, but a movement into something beyond. One of the most compelling aspects of the silver thread is that it is often visible in near-death experiences. Many individuals who have had out-of-body experiences describe seeing a luminous, silvery energy connecting them to their physical forms. This aligns with ancient teachings that state the silver cord remains intact until the soul is truly ready to move on. Interestingly, many cultures have strict beliefs about not disturbing the body immediately after death, as it is believed the soul may still be transitioning. In some traditions, people stay by the deceased, praying, chanting, or simply offering peaceful energy to aid the journey. Science, too, has shown that certain brain functions continue for minutes after death, suggesting that consciousness does not simply shut off, but may still be processing the transition. The severing of the silver thread marks the true departure of the soul from the earthly plane. What happens next depends on various factors: one's spiritual awareness, emotional state, and the lessons they carried from life. As we continue, we will explore where the soul goes next, the planes of existence beyond the physical, and why some spirits remain earthbound while others ascend to higher dimensions. The moment after death, many souls experience what is known as the life review. This is not a judgment in the traditional sense, but a panoramic playback of every moment of life. Instead of merely watching events unfold, souls feel everything, not only from their perspective, but from the perspective of those they impacted. If they brought love, kindness, or healing, they feel that joy magnified. But if they caused pain, they experience that suffering as if it were their own. Many near-death experiencers describe this process as being beyond human words, an all-encompassing awareness of every thought, action, and emotion they ever expressed. They do not face an external judge, but rather, they become their own witness. The purpose of the life review is not punishment, but deep understanding and growth. It allows the soul to see the ripple effect of its choices, grasping the importance of love, forgiveness, and integrity. Ancient spiritual texts support this phenomenon. In Hinduism, the concept of karma reflects this. What we put into the world returns to us, whether in this life or the next. The Tibetan Book of the Dead describes a period after death where souls encounter the truth of their own actions. Even in Christianity, passages suggest that nothing remains hidden, that every deed is ultimately revealed in the light of divine consciousness. Some souls struggle with their life review, particularly if they held resentment, anger, or guilt in life. If they cannot face the truth of their experiences, they may hesitate to move forward, lingering in a lower vibrational state. These are often the spirits who feel lost after death, searching for redemption. This is why forgiveness and healing in life are crucial. as they prepare the soul for an easier transition. There are also profound moments of divine love during the life review. Many souls describe being enveloped in an unconditional, indescribable love, a force that reassures them that they were always worthy, always connected to something greater. Even those who made mistakes feel a chance for redemption, an opportunity to learn and evolve beyond the physical realm. This process teaches us a vital truth. We take nothing with us except our experiences, the love we gave, and the impact we had on others. Material possessions, status, and ego dissolve, leaving only the essence of who we truly are. This is why living with kindness, compassion, and authenticity is the greatest preparation for what comes next. Understanding the life review helps us shift our perspective. If we knew we would one day feel the emotions of everyone we touched, would we act differently? Would we prioritize love over fear? Would we let go of anger sooner? These questions invite us to live more consciously, knowing that one day we will witness our own story in its entirety. One of the most commonly reported experiences after death is the tunnel of light. Many near-death experiencers recall being drawn into an incredibly bright yet gentle and welcoming radiance. This tunnel is often described as a bridge between dimensions, a passageway that leads the soul away from the earthly plane and toward a higher state of existence. The sensation is often one of overwhelming peace. Fear, pain, and earthly concerns fade away, replaced by a feeling of complete belonging. Some describe it as a pulling force, as if being called home by something far greater than themselves. Others see deceased loved ones, spiritual guides, or angelic beings waiting at the end of the tunnel, ready to welcome them into the next phase of existence. Science has attempted to explain the tunnel of light as a neurological response to death, suggesting that as the brain shuts down, it creates visions due to lack of oxygen. However, the consistency of these experiences across cultures, religions, and backgrounds suggests that this phenomenon may be much more than just biology. It may be the true pathway of the soul into the afterlife. What lies beyond the tunnel? This depends on the soul's journey. Some describe entering landscapes of indescribable beauty, places where colors are more vivid, where music exists without sound, and where there is a feeling of being completely known and loved. Others find themselves in a realm of learning and healing, where they review their past existence and prepare for the next phase. Not all souls immediately enter the tunnel. Those who are confused, fearful, or attached to the earthly realm may resist the pull of the light. Some may even choose to remain, feeling the need to watch over loved ones or complete unfinished business. This is why understanding the transition can be helpful, both for the living and the departed. There are also reports of souls who hesitate at the tunnel's entrance, unsure whether to move forward. In many near-death experiences, these individuals are given a choice: return to the physical world or continue onward. Some describe a presence or voice that lovingly tells them, "It is not yet your time." Others are shown a vision of their loved ones and decide to return for their sake. The tunnel of light is not an ending, but a beginning. It is a passageway to a greater reality, a bridge to the next step of the soul's infinite journey. Understanding this process can bring profound comfort, reminding us that death is not to be feared. It is a homecoming. Beyond the tunnel of light, souls describe arriving in a realm of higher consciousness. But what is this place? Many religious traditions refer to it as heaven, nirvana, or the afterlife, but those who have experienced it firsthand describe it as something beyond human language, a place of infinite love, peace, and understanding. There is no singular destination after death. Instead, there are multiple planes of existence, each vibrating at different frequencies. Souls who have reached a high level of spiritual awareness describe entering places of radiant beauty, where thoughts become reality and communication happens telepathically. Others describe vast libraries of wisdom, schools of learning, or celestial gardens filled with energy. Some souls enter healing chambers, places where they release emotional wounds carried from their earthly existence. These realms are said to be filled with light, colors never seen on earth, and a profound sense of belonging. It is here that souls reflect, rest, and prepare for their next stage, whether it be continued learning or another incarnation. However, not all souls reach these realms immediately. Some remain in lower vibrational planes, struggling to release earthly attachments. These are often spirits who carry deep guilt, resentment, or unfinished business. They do not suffer eternal punishment, but are given opportunities to grow and heal. Spiritual teachers describe guides, angels, or enlightened beings who help souls transition. These guides offer wisdom, clarity, and reassurance, helping souls understand the lessons of their past life and what comes next. No soul is ever truly alone. There is always guidance available. This knowledge can transform how we live. If we knew that our energy and consciousness continue beyond this life, how would we treat others? Would we let go of material obsessions? Would we focus more on love, connection, and inner growth? The journey does not end here. In the next sections, we will explore why some souls remain on Earth, how spirits communicate with the living, and the role of reincarnation in the cycle of existence. Not all souls transition immediately after death. Some remain earthbound, lingering in familiar places or around loved ones. But why does this happen? Why do some spirits move on effortlessly while others seem to stay behind? The reasons vary, but they often stem from unresolved emotions, fear, or strong attachments to the physical world. One of the most common reasons for a soul to remain earthbound is unfinished business. If a person dies suddenly, unexpectedly, or with a deep regret, their consciousness may struggle to accept death. They may feel the need to complete something, deliver an unspoken message, protect a loved one, or resolve an unresolved conflict. These souls often attempt to communicate through dreams, signs, or sensations, trying to make their presence known. Another reason is fear of judgment. Some individuals who carry deep guilt, shame, or negative beliefs about the afterlife hesitate to move forward. They may believe they are unworthy of entering the light or that they will face divine punishment. However, the afterlife is not about punishment. It is about growth and healing. These souls are not rejected from the light. They simply need guidance and reassurance to release their fears. Emotional attachments also play a major role. When a soul has a deep, unbreakable bond with someone in the physical world, they may choose to stay near them, watching over them, and trying to provide comfort. In some cases, these spirits do not realize they have passed away. This is often seen in traumatic or sudden deaths, where the transition happens so quickly that the soul does not fully process the shift from the physical to the spiritual plane. In certain spiritual traditions, earthbound souls are believed to exist in a lower vibrational state, stuck between worlds. They may seek help from the living, sometimes manifesting as shadows, whispers, or sudden changes in temperature. These spirits do not intend harm, but their energy can sometimes feel heavy or unsettling because they are trapped in an unresolved state. There are ways to help earthbound souls find peace. Prayers, energy work, or simply acknowledging their presence and encouraging them to move toward the light can be powerful. Many mediums and spiritual guides assist these souls in releasing attachments and finding the clarity needed to transition. Ultimately, all souls are meant to move forward, to learn, evolve, and continue their journey beyond the earthly plane. Understanding earthbound spirits can help us navigate paranormal experiences, unexplained phenomena, and even our own fears about death. It also reminds us of the importance of resolving conflicts, living authentically, and preparing our soul for the next phase, so that when the time comes, we can transition without hesitation or regret. Many people have experienced moments where they feel the presence of a loved one who has passed away. These encounters are often subtle but deeply meaningful, providing comfort and reassurance that death is not the end. But how do spirits communicate? What signs do they send, and how can we recognize them? One of the most common ways spirits reach out is through dreams. Unlike regular dreams, these experiences feel incredibly vivid, almost as if the deceased is truly there. In these encounters, they may offer guidance, reassurance, or closure. Many people report waking up with a strong sense of peace, feeling as though they just had a real conversation with their loved one. Another powerful sign is synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be random. You might hear a song that reminds you of them, see their name unexpectedly, or come across an object that holds deep sentimental value. These moments often happen at times of emotional need, as if the spirit is reminding you, "I am still here." Unexplained sensations are another form of communication. This can include sudden changes in temperature, feeling a soft touch when no one is around, or experiencing goosebumps or warmth when thinking about a loved one. Many report a familiar scent, such as perfume, flowers, or a favorite meal, appearing out of nowhere. These sensory experiences are believed to be direct manifestations of a soul's energy. Spirits may also influence technology. Many people report lights flickering, devices turning on or off, or even hearing strange voices in recordings. Electronics are especially sensitive to spiritual energy, making them an ideal medium for souls trying to make their presence known. Some spirits communicate through nature. Seeing a specific animal such as a butterfly, bird, or dragonfly at a meaningful moment is often interpreted as a message from the beyond. Many cultures believe that departed souls send signs through the natural world, guiding us in moments of doubt or grief. Perhaps the most profound sign is the inner knowing, a deep, unshakable sense that your loved one is near. This is a moment of pure intuition, where no physical evidence is needed, yet the connection feels undeniable. This inner feeling is often described as a wave of peace, love, or reassurance, as if the soul is wrapping you in its energy. Recognizing these signs can transform the way we experience loss. Instead of seeing death as a separation, we begin to understand it as a shift in form. The bond we share with our loved ones does not end. It evolves. By remaining open, we allow their messages to reach us, bringing comfort, guidance, and the beautiful reminder that love transcends all barriers, even death itself. The concept of reincarnation has been present in spiritual traditions for thousands of years. But is it real? Do we truly live multiple lives, carrying the lessons of one existence into another? Many believe that after death, the soul does not simply fade into nothingness. It continues its journey, learning, evolving, and experiencing different forms of existence. Eastern religions such as Hinduism and Buddhism have long taught that the soul undergoes a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, known as samsara. Each life provides opportunities for growth, and the way we live affects our next incarnation. Those who live with kindness and wisdom progress toward higher states of being, while those who carry unresolved karma may face challenges in their next life, offering them a chance to learn essential lessons. Scientific research into past life memories adds a fascinating layer to this discussion. Dr. Ian Stevenson, a psychiatrist at the University of Virginia, studied thousands of cases of young children who remembered past lives with astonishing detail. These children recalled names, locations, and events they could not have possibly known, often with verifiable accuracy. Could this be evidence that our souls retain memory beyond one lifetime? Many near-death experiencers also describe encounters with spiritual guides or higher beings who reveal that their current life is just one chapter in a much larger story. Some report being shown glimpses of past lives, understanding how the choices they made before shaped their current reality. This suggests that we are not just a single existence, but part of an intricate web of lifetimes, each contributing to the soul's evolution. The idea of reincarnation also explains the phenomenon of soul connections. Have you ever met someone and felt an instant, unexplainable bond? Many believe that certain relationships, whether romantic, familial, or friendships, are carried over from previous lifetimes. These souls reunite to continue unfinished lessons, heal past wounds, or guide each other toward deeper wisdom. However, not every soul reincarnates immediately. Some choose to stay in higher realms of learning and reflection, while others may return to the physical world when the time is right. The soul's journey is deeply personal, guided by a higher intelligence that ensures each incarnation serves its purpose. Understanding reincarnation offers profound comfort. It suggests that death is not a final goodbye, but a transition into another phase of existence. Every hardship, every joy, every lesson is part of something greater, a cycle of experience that ultimately leads to enlightenment. Instead of fearing death, we can embrace life with curiosity, knowing that every moment shapes the path of our soul. If the soul continues beyond this life, then a fundamental question arises. What is the purpose of life? Why do we come to Earth, experience pain, joy, love, and loss, only to leave again? Many spiritual traditions teach that the purpose of life is growth and expansion, to refine the soul through experience, learning the lessons that will carry us toward a higher state of being. One of the most profound lessons the soul must learn is love. Not just romantic love, but the deep unconditional love that transcends ego, fear, and separation. Love teaches us connection, compassion, and the realization that we are not alone in this universe. Many near-death experiencers describe realizing, in their moment of transition, that love is the most powerful force in existence. Another core lesson is forgiveness. Holding on to resentment weighs down the soul, making it harder to transition into the light. Many spiritual texts emphasize that forgiveness is not about excusing someone's actions, but about freeing ourselves from the burden of pain. Those who pass away with anger or guilt may find themselves lingering in lower states of consciousness, unable to move forward. Courage is another crucial lesson. Life presents us with challenges, but these challenges are not random. They are tailored to push us toward spiritual growth. Souls often choose difficult experiences before incarnating to master lessons of strength, patience, and resilience. When we embrace hardships as opportunities for growth, we align with our true purpose. The soul also learns through service to others. Many believe that the more we help, heal, and uplift others, the more we accelerate our own evolution. This is why some of the most spiritually advanced beings dedicate their lives to teaching, healing, or guiding others. Acts of kindness and selflessness expand the soul's capacity for light. Perhaps the most mysterious lesson is detachment, understanding that everything in this world is temporary. Attachments to material things, status, or even relationships can create suffering if we cling too tightly. True peace comes when we recognize that life is ever-changing and that the soul's true essence exists beyond the physical. Ultimately, life is a school for the soul. Every experience, whether joyful or painful, serves a purpose. The more we embrace each moment with awareness, the more we prepare ourselves for the next stage of our journey. And when the time comes to leave this world, we do so with wisdom, grace, and readiness for what lies beyond. As we navigate the journey of life and death, we are never truly alone. Many spiritual traditions teach that spirit guides and guardian angels walk with us, offering support, protection, and wisdom from beyond the veil. But who are these beings? Are they departed loved ones, enlightened souls, or divine messengers? Spirit guides are often believed to be souls who have reached a high level of wisdom and have chosen to assist those still on their earthly journey. Unlike guardian angels, who are celestial beings, spirit guides are typically humans who have lived before and now work from the higher realms to help others evolve. Some people have one main guide, while others have multiple guides for different areas of life. Many people report feeling the presence of their guides in moments of deep meditation, intuition, or during life-changing events. Have you ever had a sudden inspiration, a strong gut feeling, or an unexplainable sense of direction? These could be signs that your guide is subtly influencing your thoughts, leading you toward your highest good. Guardian angels, on the other hand, are believed to be divine entities that have never incarnated as humans. Their presence is often associated with moments of profound protection, where people narrowly escape danger, experience miraculous healing, or feel an overwhelming sense of love and peace. Many who have had near-death experiences describe being met by an angelic presence, radiating light and unconditional love. There are countless stories of people receiving messages from guides or angels, whether through dreams, symbols, or even encounters with strangers who seem to appear at exactly the right time. These spiritual helpers often communicate in ways that feel deeply personal, offering signs that we are on the right path, or gently nudging us away from danger. Some believe that before we are born, our spirit guides and angels help us choose our life's lessons, shaping the journey we are about to take. They do not interfere with free will, but they provide guidance, reassurance, and sometimes even protection when needed. Recognizing the presence of spirit guides and angels can transform the way we experience life and death. Knowing that we are never truly alone can bring immense comfort, especially in times of grief or uncertainty. And as we develop our spiritual awareness, we become more attuned to their messages, learning to trust in the unseen forces that are always working for our highest good. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence for life after death comes from near-death experiences, NDEs. Thousands of people across cultures and backgrounds have reported extraordinary visions when they were clinically dead. Experiences that defy logic and offer profound insights into what happens after we leave our physical bodies. Many near-death experiencers describe floating above their bodies, observing doctors, loved ones, and surroundings with complete clarity. Despite being declared dead, They retain full consciousness, often hearing conversations and seeing details that they could later verify. This challenges the idea that consciousness is merely a byproduct of the brain. If the brain is dead, why does awareness continue? A common element of NDEs is the tunnel of light, a passageway that leads to another dimension. Those who enter describe overwhelming feelings of peace, love, and belonging, as if they were returning home. Many encounter deceased relatives, spirit guides, or divine beings who communicate telepathically, offering comfort and guidance. Some are shown a review of their life, experiencing their past actions and emotions from a new, expanded perspective. Interestingly, those who have had NDEs often undergo profound personal transformations. Many lose their fear of death entirely, realizing that life continues beyond the physical. They return with a deepened sense of purpose, often developing heightened intuition, increased compassion, or even spiritual abilities they didn't have before. Skeptics argue that NDEs are hallucinations caused by a dying brain, but the consistency of these experiences, across cultures, ages, and beliefs, raises questions. How do blind individuals have visual NDEs? How do people describe events that took place while they were clinically dead? Some researchers now propose that consciousness exists beyond the brain, suggesting that our awareness is not bound to physical form. Whether one sees these experiences as spiritual truth or psychological phenomena, they undeniably provide hope and insight into the mystery of the afterlife. If countless people have glimpsed a world beyond and returned transformed, perhaps there is more to our existence than we have been taught. The journey of the soul may not end with death. It may only be beginning. Many spiritual traditions speak of an intermediate realm where souls reside between lives, often called the astral plane. This dimension exists beyond the physical, operating at a higher frequency, and is believed to be the place where spirits go after leaving their bodies. Some refer to it as the bridge between worlds, where the soul reflects, heals, and prepares for its next stage. People who have had out-of-body experiences, OBEs, report visiting this plane while still alive. They describe floating above their sleeping bodies, traveling to beautiful landscapes filled with light, and even meeting spiritual beings. Some say they have accessed libraries of wisdom, where all knowledge of past, present, and future exists. The astral plane is not a single place, but a vast, multi-layered realm. Some parts are described as heavenly, filled with peace and joy, while others are denser, inhabited by souls who are still working through lower emotions or unresolved karma. Many religious texts describe various levels of the afterlife, aligning with the idea that souls transition based on their vibrational state. Some believe that in the astral plane, souls undergo a period of healing. If a person died traumatically, their soul may need rest and recovery before moving forward. Spiritual beings or guides assist in this process, helping souls release any attachments, fears, or wounds from their previous existence. In some mystical traditions, it is said that those who develop spiritual awareness can consciously navigate the astral plane, even before death. Practices like lucid dreaming, deep meditation, and astral projection allow individuals to explore these realms, preparing their consciousness for the transition that comes after physical death. Understanding the astral plane gives us a deeper perspective on what happens between lives. It suggests that death is not an abrupt ending, but a continuation, a journey through dimensions, each one offering new experiences, lessons, and opportunities for growth. While many souls transition smoothly into the light, others struggle due to heavy emotional burdens, harmful past actions, or deep-seated fear. Some people wonder, what happens to those who committed great harm in life? Do they face punishment? Are they trapped in darkness? Ancient spiritual traditions describe lower vibrational realms where souls remain if they are not ready to move forward. Unlike the concept of eternal hell, these realms are not places of torment, but rather spaces of self-reflection and purification. Souls who carried anger, hatred, or unresolved guilt may linger in these dense energies, unable to reach higher planes until they release their burdens. Many near-death experiencers who lived selfish or harmful lives describe entering gray, foggy, or empty voids, where they feel disconnected from love and light. In these states, souls are not tormented by external forces, but by their own unresolved emotions and regrets. Some report being given opportunities to ask for help, and when they choose to seek guidance, light begins to appear. No soul is ever permanently trapped. The universe is based on growth, learning, and redemption. Even those who have lived destructive lives are eventually given the chance to heal, evolve, and choose a different path. Spiritual guides and enlightened beings often reach out to help these souls ascend when they are ready. The idea of spiritual purification exists in many religions. In Buddhism, suffering continues until the soul releases attachments. In Christianity, repentance and forgiveness lead to redemption. The key message across all traditions is this: every soul has the ability to transform and return to the light. Understanding this process helps us see that no one is beyond healing. It reinforces the idea that our actions in life create the energy we carry into the afterlife, and that the choices we make today shape our journey beyond. If we know that death is inevitable, how can we prepare for it with peace, clarity, and acceptance? Many spiritual traditions emphasize that the way we approach death influences our transition. A conscious death is one where we release fear, embrace love, and accept the journey ahead. One of the most important practices is letting go of unresolved emotions. Guilt, anger, and fear can weigh down the soul, making it harder to transition smoothly. Many who have had near-death experiences describe that forgiveness, of both themselves and others, is one of the most powerful ways to prepare for death. Another key practice is meditation and spiritual awareness. Some cultures train individuals to focus on higher consciousness in their final moments, helping them move peacefully into the next realm. The Tibetan Book of the Dead offers guidance on navigating the afterlife, emphasizing that a calm, focused mind makes the transition easier. Many who have had peaceful deaths describe feeling surrounded by love, as if being lifted into another dimension. The presence of loved ones, prayers, or even soothing music can ease this journey, helping the soul detach from physical form with grace. The most important lesson? Live in alignment with your soul's purpose now. The more we live with love, truth, and clarity, the less fear we will have when the moment of transition arrives. The exploration of death ultimately brings us back to life. If we truly understand that consciousness continues beyond this physical world, how does that change the way we live today? It teaches us that love is the most important force, that material wealth, status, and ego fade away, but the way we treat others creates ripples that extend beyond this lifetime. It reminds us to let go of fear, embrace growth, and make choices that align with our highest self. The afterlife is not something to fear, it is a continuation. And knowing this, we can walk through life with purpose, clarity, and the deep understanding that every moment matters. We have reached the end of this incredible journey, one that has taken us beyond the physical world, into the mysteries of the afterlife, and deep into the purpose of our existence. If there is one truth that echoes through every spiritual tradition, every near-death experience, and every soul's testimony, it is this: death is not the end. It is a doorway, a transition, a return to the eternal home that has always awaited us. This knowledge is not meant to create fear, but rather to awaken us to the true purpose of life. If we know that we will one day review our actions, experience the love we gave, and feel the consequences of every choice we made, how will we live differently starting today? Will we let go of grudges? Will we choose kindness? Will we seek God's guidance and walk in the light of truth? There is no greater wisdom than the one given to us by Jesus Christ, who not only taught about eternal life, but showed us the way to it. He said in John 14:2, "In my Father's house are many rooms. If that were not so, would I have told you that I am going there to prepare a place for you?" The afterlife is real, and those who walk in faith can find comfort in the promise that we are never alone in this journey. If this message has touched your heart, then I invite you to take action right now. Inscreva-se no canal e siga Jesus. By joining this community, you are not just watching a video, you are stepping into a path of spiritual growth, discovery, and deeper faith. Turn on notifications so you never miss another video that will strengthen your understanding of the soul's journey and bring you closer to God's truth. And if you feel called to share this message, send this video to a friend or loved one who might need encouragement today. You never know whose heart might be touched by a single act of kindness. Together we can bring more light into this world, one soul at a time. Before we go, I want to take a moment to say thank you. My name is Oliver, and it is truly an honor to walk this journey with you. Every video I create is made with the intention of guiding, comforting, and inspiring you to see life beyond what is visible, to understand the eternal purpose of your soul. You are not alone. No matter what you are going through, there is a greater plan for you. Keep seeking truth. Keep walking in faith. And most importantly, never forget that you are deeply loved. I'll see you in the next video. God bless you, and may peace be with you always.